Just in, on July 17, 1942, the Stalingrad offense began. German forces and troops are the majority of Axis forces on the Eastern Front, while on the defense, there are Italian, Romanian, and Hungarian forces that number in the hundreds of thousands. On December 12, 1942, Field Marshal Erich von Manstein, Germany's most gifted commander, launches Operation Winterstorm. As winter closes in on the German forces, what can they do to advance their attack? The Germans penetrate Stalingrad and the suburbs at night. They reach the western bank of the Volga River. Within a month, Soviet forces are backed by a 9-by-3 mile strip along the river. Combat has devolved into some of the most brutal street fighting the world has ever seen. Will there ever be an end?
The German Wehrmacht fought tirelessly to regain control of Stalingrad under any costs. To break through the Russian line was not such an easy thing, so they called in the German Luftwaffe, otherwise known as the Air Force for the Germans back in World War II, to go bomb the city of Stalingrad. The Russian spirit, however, was not broken so easily, and they kept fighting. No matter what the city looked like, no matter how many times it was bombed, and even though it looked like ruins were left of the city, they kept fighting. And the Germans knew this, and they were frightened. They didn't understand. They kept fighting and throwing everything they had at them, but the Russians kept fighting, and they didn't stop. The Germans then continued to launch full frontal assaults on key points in Stalingrad, from the ground and the air. They fought tirelessly and recklessly, as said before, but still, the Russians kept fighting. The Germans kept fighting, but to no avail. They quickly came to the realization that the Red Snipers were the most fiercest warriors they had ever seen. One such man was the Soviet Union's greatest sniper, and in his first 10 days at Stalingrad, he killed 40 Germans, but his final tally was 225. His name was Vasily Zaitsev. This is the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoyed. But just one last thing before we go. Just a quick little reference to Call of Duty 2.
Comrades, come over here and pick up a grenade.
These are potatoes, Comrade Commissar. Why are we using potatoes instead of real grenades?
Because real grenades are valuable. In fact, they are worth a lot more than you are.
Oh, of course, Comrade Commissar. My mistake.
Okay, maybe one more.